For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's two state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. I don't hear anything. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Peter Crouch for Crash Course Radio. Hey, hope everybody's having a great week out there. We got a big holiday coming up Thursday, right? Big Turkey Day, gobble gobble. Anyway, great to be back on with you. I had to take a little bit of a hiatus last week. I had the old grogginess, sickness that's going around. I don't know what the hell it is, but in my place, once one person gets it, it's like a house of cards. Everybody goes down. At any rate, welcome to the one and only Crash Course Radio. I am your host, Peter Crouch, and we are here at the 1039 Studios here in Islip Airport. And we're having some technical issues here, so just bear with me. My engineer is in here snooping around trying to figure stuff out. Anyway, folks, hey, this is a live show. So 631-451-1039, 631-451-1039. All right, you can talk to me. All right, if you got something on your mind, let me know what it is, and we can help you out. All right, we help out quite a few people here since we've launched this amazing radio show, all right, a little over a year ago. All right, and we continue to do that, and we're very excited and proud to be doing that. All right, this is a first of its kind, never been done before. As far as the auto body industry goes, all right, this has never been attempted, and it's also never been done before. So it's pretty cool stuff. And there we go. Thanks, Anthony. I'm telling you, everybody needs a good engineer. I got one here. So anyway, all right, as I was saying. So we've been doing this a little over a year, all right, and totally psyched to be doing it, and we're going to be doing it for another year. All right, so all good stuff. Hey, I want to do the rundown here. You know the deal, right? If you're a technocrat there, right? Well, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, and of course Instagram. All right, Instagram is I'm very familiar with. All right, and if you've been there and you've seen me there, I do a lot of videos, impromptu videos, basically inform you about various things. Most importantly, what I started was some tips. All right, so you can go there, pull those videos up. And I give a shout out at least once a week on some helpful tips. All right, tippies. Hopefully I'm not tippy while I'm giving the tips. Anyway, this is Crash Course Radio, where we educate and inform the consumer. All right, that would be you fine folks out there that I reach every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4. All right, and like I said, we're going to be doing this for another year, so we're totally psyched. All right, and we also support and promote the privately owned and operated auto body industry. All right, first of its kind, folks. Nobody's ever done this before. All right, it's been hugely successful. We're reaching lots of people. All right, and this is good. All right, it's good for you. All right, it's good for me because education, information. Right, the old cliches there that were coming out of the 90s. Right, information is power, and all that stuff is great. It's all good, but it's more significant if you know what to do with the information. Right. So I once had a professor when I was doing my MBA course. And she said to me, you could be the smartest guy in the room, but if you're not in any position to exert that smartness, she says you might as well be the dumbest guy because, your opinions, your ideas, your concepts, they're probably not going to go too far. All right. Unless, listen, luck plays a lot of it, right? I mean, maybe you have somebody who sees through you and says, hey, maybe this guy is something and you get a break. But it's a pretty useful cliche, though. All right. I think so. I mean, I've applied it in my life. I've considered myself to be very knowledgeable. I'm always educating myself on various things, but and all that's great to have. It's good. It's all good, right? It's good to be intellectual. It's good to stay informed and keep educating yourself and growing as a person. But knowledge and information, all that other good stuff, better if you know what to do with it, right? Where to go. So that's what we do here at Crash Course Radio. We're giving you the information and knowledge you need and can use, and of course, most importantly, advice you can trust. You can trust it because it's coming from this radio show and it's coming from collisionservicenetwork.com. I also want to put a little bit of a service blip out there. Hey, if you've been trying to hit us up on collisionservicenetwork.com, just be patient. All right, we recently went to contract with a new company, amazing company. They're out in California. These guys are they work with Fortune 500s. They are superstars in their own right. And we're so excited to be working with them. All right, so they're giving the website an update, an overhaul. It's going to be much more user-friendly, interactive, 21st century oriented. All right, it's going to be good stuff. You're going to like it. All right, so look forward to that. We're also now going to be officially on Google, so you'll be able to go to Google and give us a Google review. Please do that. Go to Google and put a review in. If you listen to the show, if you've heard the show before, please go in, give us some feedback. I don't have to tell you. Everything's Google today, right? If you don't get a rating on Google, then you don't exist or something like that. So we're real psyched about that. All good stuff. All right, everything just keeps moving forward for us, and it's good. It's good for you. Good for the folks. All right, so we got about 4 minutes left in this first segment. I went a little long in the tooth with the house cleaning stuff. But at any rate, hey, I really wanted to get something off my chest today, coming right onto the show. All right, something that's really gotten my craw. All right, something that everyone out there needs to be aware of. Okay, when it comes to filing an insurance claim, or if you have a need, whether you were in an accident or your car was damaged by some other means. All right, you have to contact your insurance company, folks. You need to understand what's going on here. This is amazing, right? Now I've spoken to other guys in the business, other shops. All right. And so this is what's happening. Now listen closely, okay, because this is very, very important. So apparently when people are going to their agent, right, whether it's an independent agent, right, like a broker, all right, like we use, or more likely than not, it's what's called an exclusive broker, right, like State Farm and Allstate guys. All right, so these folks, what they're doing, what seems to be the new guru thing here, is they're actually telling people not to file claims with their insurance company. I kid you not. So you go in there, you tell them you got slammed in the rear, or your car was parked, and guy backed in you, or the guy blew the light, or guy made a U-turn in front of you, whatever it is. And they tell you, you know what? It sounds like the other guy's fault. You need to go to file the insurance from the other guy. So when I tell you that is wrong on so many levels, I can't even overemphasize that. All right. That is, I think, despicable to say the least. Okay. I don't know what the motivation of this is. I think there's a couple motivations for it. One might be simply they just don't want to deal with it, right? Shuck it off, moving on to somebody else's problem. Or it could also be a little more financial, hey, maybe we don't really have to, pay out here and then have to do all the work about chasing our money down. Just go next door and file a claim with, door number 2, right? Or, door number, letter A, letter B. But what you need to know here is, not only is this, in my view, my humble opinion, very unethical, okay? But listen up. It's also not legal. That's right. See, there's a little thing in New York State, folks, called Regulation 64, and that protects you and I, and it protects the body shops. It works for the body shops and the consumer and against the insurance guys. And guess what it says? In unambiguous, black and white, right in there, it states simply, all right, no insurance company, okay, shall persuade or otherwise, all right, try to convince their insured from filing a claim or utilizing, now I'm paraphrasing here because I don't have it in front of me, or utilizing their insurance coverage, all right, when they want to file a claim. That's it. Point blank. Very simply put. Okay, like I said, very unambiguous. They are not supposed to be dissuading you from using your coverage. Doesn't matter if you get hit in the rear, or you were hit while parked, or the guy came out of the store, wigging out over a problem, and he pushed your car over a cliff. Whatever it is, right? It's a little absurd there of the comparison, but the point is that If you need to file a claim and you want to use your coverage, that's it. There should be no more or less added to that. Unfortunately, today, there's beginning to become a pattern. All right, I'm seeing this at my shop, V&J Auto Body. Okay, but I'm also hearing about it throughout the industry and through other various resources that I utilize, all right, to stay in touch with what's going on out there in the great wide world. All right, folks, not good stuff, right? But you heard it first here, Crash Course Radio, because that's what we're doing, right? We're informing you guys, right? We're giving you this good information. So if, God forbid, you need to file a claim, you're not going to be a victim of this nonsense, right? You're going to tell them you listen to me and you know that that's wrong and you want to use your coverage. All right, so on that note, we're coming to the end of the first segment. We're going to pick up on a little more of this, and then we're going to get into some interesting conversation regarding some insurance terms, stuff like that. All right, so I'll check you out in just a bit here. All right, cue up that fancy music, the low rider. All right, I checked out a low-high rider a few months back. I was talking about that on the show. It was hysterical. The guy pulled up next to me, and the car was actually going up and down. It's pretty funny. So if you're my age, you know what that's all about, right? Pretty funny stuff, and it was real popular in the mid-late 60s. Some of it was still around the early 70s. But pretty cool stuff, right? One of those American fads. Hey, 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039. All right, get you into the studio here to talk to little old me. Let me know what's on your mind. Hey, I want to hear from folks out there. Anybody file a claim recently and run into this? All right, give me a shout. Let me hear about it. Let me see what your, how you handled it. All right, what we're talking about is there seems to be a trend now with the insurance companies. Folks, let me tell you about the insurance industry, all right? Remember, I spent the greater part of my adult life in that business. These guys are always thinking outside the box on ways to basically not cut corners. I mean, that's kind of layman's terms, but they always look for ways to, if there's a loophole, they want to try and find a way that they can take advantage of that. Loopholes are good things for the insurance companies, and they have a lot of expensive lawyers that are always looking for these loopholes in regulations and laws and procedures, and they're going to take advantage of that, right? Like I always say, they're a business, all right? And if there's something there that they could take advantage of that's going to lower their operating costs or increase profits or eliminate, waste and stuff like that, they're going to do it. So I don't know what this is about. I'm trying to still figure out the angle here on this, but it's definitely becoming a trend, and I wanted everybody to be aware of it. All right, it's not legal in New York. Okay, it is in Reg 64. It's clearly stated they cannot dissuade or persuade you to not utilize your coverage. Very important stuff, folks. All right, regardless of what the liability is. Okay, because let me tell you right now. All right, speaking as a professional, as somebody who did that job. All right, I can tell you that oftentimes things that look like it's cut and dry are not. Okay, there might be other extenuating circumstances there that your agent or your broker is not aware of. All right, and they're just telling you, run next door and file a claim with that guy. Great. Well, guess what? You file the claim, everything gets set up, they do their thing, they send their guy out, they do the whole thing, they do it, and then they turn around and tell you, we're not going to cover that. There's a problem. Well, what do you mean there's a problem with the liability? Nah, there's a problem with that insured. He had an illegal driver, unlisted driver in the car, or the policy lapsed, or the coverage isn't enough, right? If you're dealing with liability, folks, guess what? In New York State, a lot of people driving around with minimal coverage. And when I mean minimal, 10,000 PD, that means if you damage somebody else's property and it exceeds $10,000, that insurance company's not paying you. All right? So, again, this is very unethical stuff that's going on out there, and everybody needs to be aware of it because, like I said, if you do need to file an insurance claim, all right, you could be blindsided by this, all right? They're going to push you. They're going to actually tell you, well, you don't want to file a claim with us. You need to go to the other guy because he's at fault. You don't have to do that. You can. Absolutely you can. We get people that come into my shop all the time. It's called going third party. And you basically file for a liability action against the other party who's responsible for the loss. No problem. And you know what? Listen, more times than not, works out great. But I've been on the other side of the issue many times as well, and it's very, very frustrating. And it can be very financially challenging for you and your body shop. Okay, and it's certainly going to add to the time span that your car's down and the rental, and it just becomes a whole big problem, folks. All right, so please, if you need to file an insurance claim, all right, understand that you cannot be dissuaded by your agent or your broker to not use your coverage. It's illegal in New York, as per Reg 64. I think it's unethical too, but that's a personal opinion. Hey, another thing, listen to this. Insurance companies, loopholes. Check this out. Used to be, right, in most policies, guess what it stated? Must return the vehicle to pre-loss condition. Well, guess what? They must have had their lawyers look at that one. You can't make this up. It's not saying that anymore, folks, at least with State Farm. So remember, I always say, shop your insurance. It's where you need to read your policy, understand what the verbiage is in there, know what you're getting. All right? Always check it out. If you don't know, you go to DKM Risk up in Hot Park, and Lisa and her crew will be more than happy to sit down with you and review what you have and check it out and make sure that you understand what you have. And if you don't have what you need, they're going to make sure you get that. All right. But anyway, getting back to the problem at hand. So they actually changed the policy language from repair your car to a pre-loss condition to a quality repair. All right. You can't make this up. Now, I went to State Farm Claim School many years ago. So it was my responsibility to understand and interpret that policy front to back. So when I saw this, I just chuckled, because what this basically is doing is it's changing the entire precept. Right? By saying repair your car to a pre-loss condition, that means, hey, that car better be exactly like it was before I got hit by this guy. So now they change it around. They say, quality repair is going to do. Now, I know somebody out there scratching their head right now going, this guy's, it's semantics. Sounds like it, but it's not. You remember what I always said? If the insurance companies make a change, or they do something, or they decide to go forward with a program or process, you can be assured it's been researched and well looked at, and it's going to save them money, or it's going to save them something else down the road. All right? And in this case here, my gut tells me they did that, so it makes it easier for them to step away from certain things that they don't want to pay for. Okay? So remember that. All right? That's another thing that's going on out there. They're making changes to the policy. Excuse me. Allstate's another one. You got to be very careful, right? I think I touched on this a couple months ago, but it bears bringing up again. Allstate has changed their policy as far as your towing and storage and other miscellaneous charges. Folks, they're topping that at $1,000. That's it. They don't care. So if you end up at a body shop and their charges are more than that, guess what? You're going to get caught holding the bag for those extra charges. I kid you not. All right. Read your policy, shop your insurance. Remember, we talked about that. Shop your insurance at least twice a year. Every 6 months, if you're not a assigned risk policy, every 6 months your policy renews. Check your policy. Allstate has just made a change to that, I believe, last year. All right. That's a big change. And if you're not in one of the collision service network shops, you could be in a lot of financial stress there. All right. That's why you go to collisionservicenetwork.com and you choose one of our amazing partners, and they'll know how to navigate this little problem like we do with V&J, and you won't have to worry about paying any additional monies. All right. But be aware of all these things, folks. This is what the insurance companies do very well. All right. What do I always say? Insurance companies do what? They look for ways to cut costs when, where, and often. And most of the time it starts the minute we pick up the phone and make a claim. Right. They're a business. They're going to do these things. It's no different than any other business, right? Increase profits, drive down expenses, drive down operating costs. Your policy says one thing, they find a way to do that as cheap as possible, okay? So they're going to turn around and tell the courts, hey, we fulfilled the promise. We told him we were going to put his car back. Yeah, we glued it together and, it looks like Tricky Dick fixed it, but it's back together. So we promised in the policy. All right, so again, this is what we do at Crash Course Radio, right? We're informing and educating the folks out there, all right? And I'm totally psyched to get behind this mic every week and do that for this exact reason. Because when stuff like this comes up, nobody else is going to tell you. But Crash Course Radio is, all right? We're going to tell you, folks, because you need to know this stuff. Excuse me, because unfortunately with insurance, all right, we've spoken about this too, all right? It's a non-tangible thing that we buy, right? It's not like we're buying a widget or a pocketbook or something like that. So we're only going to know what we really bought at the time that we need it. And unfortunately with insurance, that can be obviously very late. Okay? So be aware of these things, please, because this is very important stuff. All right? And it can affect you. All right? Not the body shop. It's going to affect you. Okay? Especially if you don't end up at a collision service network shop. All right? So please remember, if you need to do this, understand your rights and expectations. Remember, that's our mission statement. That's what we do here. Understand your rights and expectations. I just explained them to you. You have an absolute right to use your coverage, and they cannot dissuade you. And go to collisionservicenetwork.com, and you'll get an amazing collision partner that'll be standing with you and know how to navigate and handle these issues. Right? All right. There's the music. It means we're coming up for another break. Terrific. Everything flies here at Crash Course Radio because we're always having more fun than should be legally allowed. All right, so I will see you folks in a little bit. For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is, of course, Peter Crouch with Crash Course Radio, the one and only, first of its kind radio program dedicated to the promoting and supporting of the privately owned, operated auto body industry here across the fruited plain of Long Island. And, of course, get to talk to you fine folks every day. Every day. I wish it was every day. I wouldn't have to crawl out of bed and go to work. I could do this, which I enjoy doing. No, but every Tuesday, 3 to 4, okay? And we've been doing this for over a year now. We will be doing it for another year, all right? And listen, giving you amazing information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. I just proved that in the last 2 segments, right? Where else were you ever going to hear about that? And I know some people are probably laughing, maybe scratching their head, going, you know, look, folks, listen, I've said this before. I know this isn't exciting stuff. It's not earth-shattering. It's not something you're going to walk away from and go, wow, this is cool. I'm going to use that next week. But as I pointed out, statistically, we're all going to be involved in an accident sooner or later. In fact, on average, most of us will experience some kind of an accident every 10 years. All right, and that accident will occur usually within 20 or 25 square miles of where your primary residence is. All right, these are facts. They cannot be disputed. They're statistical facts. All right, they bear it out. Okay, year after year, and they bear it out in my shop every day. All right, people roll in on a daily basis, haven't been involved in accidents. Some people I see more frequently throughout the year. Point being, though, is better to be prepared, right? So that's what we do here at Crash Course Radio. We prepare you by giving you the information and knowledge you need now to make the right decisions later. All right, and this way, look, understanding your rights and expectations as it relates to your auto policy is very important. An insurance company relies on ignorance. But I can tell you, ignorance is not bliss when it comes to this or the auto body industry. All right? Another big pitfall. That's why you want to make sure you go into collisionservicenetwork.com. Collisionservicenetwork.com is there for you, all right, when you need it. All right? So if you need to find a body shop, all right, if you've been involved in a collision or other damage to your vehicle or truck or other property, all right, we do have some partners on there that if you have an RV, all right, we have Perfect Bodies in Bohemia, all right? Joe and his crew, all right, they specialize in RVs, all right? So please give them a call if you are in need that type of service, all right? That's a very unique niche business, and there's not many people out there that are qualified to handle those vehicles. So if you're one of those people and you find that you're in a situation, please give Joe and his crew a call over at Perfect Bodies in Bohemia, and they'll be more than happy to assist you, help you out, and get you back to where you need to be as it relates to an RV. All right. Otherwise, CollisionServiceNetwork.com, you can go there and you can find an amazing network partner for your car, your truck, or other vehicle. All right. Hey, these folks are professionals. They work for you. They don't work for the insurance guys. It's very important. I've talked about this many times. All right. They're going to represent your interests. All right. And they're going to walk the walk with you, and they're going to be there all the way. Folks, the most important thing about it, though, is guess what? They have professionals there. All right, these are people that, in most instances, prior insurance professionals like myself. I work at V&J. All right, so we bring a breadth of knowledge and information. We can relate to the insurance companies and the insurance adjusters on a professional and somewhat of a personal level. Very important. Okay, when it comes to negotiating, negotiation is as much about relationships as it is about being proficient in the art of negotiating. All right, so our body shops, our network shops, all right, they're experts at that, all right? And that's why it's going to be a seamless process. They're going to make sure that the negotiations go well. They get the agreed price they need to fix the car the way you want it, all right? CollisionServiceNetwork.com. Go there, check it out. Listen, I said earlier in the program, we're doing a little house cleaning, all right? We're real psyched. It's going to be good stuff. We partnered up with a real high-powered company out in California. They work with Fortune 500s, and this is going to be really neat, all right? So just bear with us. All right, it's under some new construction, but it's going to be really cool when it gets done. We are available on Google, so you can start going to Google and leave a Google review. Really cool stuff. All right, please do that. All right, if you opined on the show here before, or if you listen to the show on a regular basis, please, drop us a line. All right, I'd like to know if we're doing things you want to hear, talking about things you want to, talk about. If you have ideas, same thing. Hey, give the show a call, 631-451-1039. All right, give me a call right now. If you have some ideas that you might like to see brought up on the show, give me a call. Let me know. Hey, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor. You can find us there as well. All right, I am very active on Instagram. And I just want to touch on this here. This is interesting. So this is a little bit of stack of stuff. Okay, I haven't done this in a while. So this is talking about the EVs, right? Electric vehicles. This is hysterical. You can't make this up. I just saw this in, what the heck was this in? I think this was in Fender Bender or Adapt. All right, it's a technical magazine that comes out monthly. All right, and they're talking about electronic vehicles, all right, versus ICE. They always come up with. Have you ever realized everything that goes on today has an abbreviation or an acronym, right? ICE, EV. So ICE, I guess I found out today, stands for internal combustible engine, and EV, of course, is electric. Folks, the batteries in these cars, excuse me, sorry about that, I'm getting over a chest cold. This is incredible. The batteries in these cars they weigh so much, all right, much more heavier these cars are than on average than your ICE vehicles. Listen to me, I already sound like I'm into the guru stuff here. ICE vehicle, right, internal combustible engine. All right, you don't hear anybody talking about that. Just like you don't hear anybody talking about how we're going to dispose of these batteries, which on average, I found out, Tesla, on average, those batteries are good for between 8 to 12 years, depending on who you talk to. So what happens when that dies? All right, those batteries range anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000, some of them even 30. You're not going to go down with the credit card and go buy a new battery, AutoFix or something, AutoZone. But this article addressed the transportation of these vehicles. So when they pick them up at the manufacturer, right, the factories, and they go to move them to various parts of the country, right, to different dealerships or what have you, or warehouses, they're having a real problem because apparently they're so heavy they can't get as many of these things on one transport truck, right? And that's due in part to two things. The truck, okay, the weight is too much for the way the vehicle's designed, and it's also coming up against state and federal regulations, which apparently limit these guys as the weight load when it comes to when they're delivering these cars. So now, of course, you know where this is going because the article goes on to mention that this will begin to increase cost on average for these cars. Again, nobody's talking about this because if I can't, as the manufacturer, if I can move 10 ICE cars, but I can only move 5 EV cars, and the EV cars I move cost me a lot more money because of their weight, well, guess what? Guess where that cost is going? Right into the sale of the car. So again, what we come up against is all this great stuff, but it's costing more money. All right, just a little tidbit I just found. I thought it was interesting. All right, you're not going to hear about this anywhere, I can assure you. It's not going to show up on the news or any 60-minute special. All right, but this is a real problem. All right, and doesn't seem to be getting better anytime soon. They're looking for legislative solutions, and we all know how long that takes, and who's getting paid and fleeced and everything else. So, if you're into the EV thing, you're thinking of buying an EV, you have one, start to pay attention to these different things. Hey, General Motors, anticipates that its electric vehicle profits, this is hysterical, will be comparable to their traditional ICE vehicles by 2025. Okay? I mean, their profits aren't that great now, so I don't know what they're comparing it to. This prediction is years ahead of schedule for the automaker. General Motors CEO says that during an investor day meeting Thursday, projection takes into account the federal credits. This is hysterical. The federal credits from Inflation Reduction Act. So basically what General Motors is looking for is they're looking for supplements, okay, which are going to help them sell these cars that apparently nobody's going to want, all right? And that's what they're going to consider increasing their profit margin by using these offsets that the federal government gives them through basically supplementing the production of these vehicles. I mean, you can't make this up anymore today, all right? So that's a little bit of what's going on out there with the EV. So there's the music, and unfortunately we're coming up on another hard break here, all right? And we'll be landing into our final segment. All right, so stay with us in the final segment. We're just going to do a little spot. Hang on one second here. Do a little spotlighting, and then we'll just end the show with a little discussion on B&J. All right, welcome back to Crash Course Radio with your humble host, Peter Crouch, doing what we do best here, getting to talk to you fine folks out there across the fruited plains of Long Island. And thanks for joining us. Hey, you've been listening to the show. We really appreciate your support. We continue to grow, both as a radio show and, of course, as a company, CollisionServiceNetwork.com. All right, this show, of course, supports that, as well as the privately owned and operated auto body industry across Long Island and all affiliated businesses, personal injury attorneys, and independent insurance brokers. Hey, we're having more fun than should be legally allowed and frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys with one arm tied behind my back. I love it. And 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039. If you want to be part of the show, if you got something on your mind, you want to contribute, you got some ideas for the show, something you'd like to see us talk about, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor. Folks, we are all over it. We are everywhere, all right, that you need to be today. All right, so we're doing great stuff. And, of course, we're growing. Northern Boulevard Collision, one of our newest partners that we just added on last month. All right, those guys are in Great Neck. I spoke at length about them. So if you're in Great Neck, all right, Nassau County, you're up in Western New York, and you need this good auto body shop, all right, you need some kind of work done to your car, hey, give those guys a call over there, all right? They're going to look out for you, and they're going to put your car back the way it should be put back together, all right? Hey, we're talking about a lot of different stuff today, all right? A lot of important stuff, right? Stuff that you really needed to know about. And I hope I really helped a lot of people out. Tuck that away somewhere in the back of your head or write it down and remember it for a rainy day. All right? I hope you don't have to, but, listen, things happen. All right? And being prepared ahead of time, all right, I don't have to tell everybody, makes it a heck of a lot easier when and if, the situation happens. All right? Folks, we can't stress it enough, all right? It's very important that you understand your rights and expectations and options when you deal with the insurance company and also when you deal with a body shop. Okay? A lot of times these things are not mutually exclusive. Right? There's a lot of overlap here. So a lot of what I talk about has an impact with the auto body industry as well. All right? And that's why you go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com. CollisionServiceNetwork.com is there for the consumer. All right? Where we are educating and informing you there as well. But more importantly, we have an amazing network of client businesses there. All right? And these guys are personal injury attorneys, auto body shops, and insurance brokers. All right, so if you need that kind of help, go there, please. Pick a amazing partner there, and these folks are going to help you. They're going to work for you. They're going to fix the car you want it. not the way the insurance guys. And most importantly, folks, they're going to represent your interest. All right. Stuff happens. All right. I know my shop in V&J, we have to deal with this on a weekly, sometimes a daily basis. And we do it very effectively. And that, of course, translates into a good customer experience and good customer outcome, and people are happy. Right. But, if you end up in the wrong place, all right, we had a caller a couple of weeks ago that ended up in the wrong place. And, a lot of bad stuff can happen. All right, so don't do that. Go to collisionservicenetwork.com. Make sure you end up in the right place. All right, so we got about 6 minutes left. All right, I want to talk a little bit about, I want to spotlight here real quick. All right, so on our network, we have Cavalier Auto Body. All right, those guys are up in Huntington Station area. Excuse me. All right, so if you live up in there and you need a really great shop, give Harry and his folks a call. All right, great people. All right, professionals all around. They have an amazing, gigantic detail shop. So if you need that kind of work, all right, they're up in Huntington. Give those guys a call. Cavalier Auto Body. And then down in Amityville, we have Amityville Auto Body on County Line Road. All right, that's a gentleman by the name of Nick. All right, I've known Nick professionally for many, many years. Great guy, very family oriented. All right, he's going to treat you like family. Very big advocate for his customers. Okay, small, cozy shop. Does amazing work. All right. And like I said, he's a real advocate for his customers. So if you're down in the Amityville area, Colpeg area, and you need a body shop, you're going to give Amityville Auto Body a call down there. It used to be County Line Collision many years ago. All right. They are on County Line Road. All right. And Nick and his crew are going to help you out tremendously. All right. So in the last 5 minutes, we'll talk a little about V&J. V&J Auto Body is the sponsor of this radio program. All right. And we thank those guys tremendously. To Chandler and James Verone. Thank you very much, guys, for supporting what we're doing here. And, what can I say? All right, we are a 21st century shop, all right, constantly expanding, constantly pushing the boundaries with respect to knowledge, with respect to equipment, all right, and expanding the business. And expanding our reach with respect to being informed and educated. All right, and that goes both for the employees as well as for the owners. All right, I want to give a shout out to my friend Jerry out there. Jerry, if you're listening today, hello, Jerry, Southampton. Jerry's one of our guys, takes care of our Southampton office. So if you're in the Southampton Southampton area, all right, you're going to go over to Nugent Street. All right, and you can visit Jerry, stop in, say hello, especially if you have a Tesla. All right, if you're driving a Tesla on the South Fork, East End, folks, go over there and introduce yourself, get familiar with Jerry. All right, he is our East End office guru out there for V&J Auto Body. Okay, so what can I say about V&J? All right, it's 21st century auto body shop. All right, as I started to say. We have OEM certifications, right? Now I'm gonna do a show on this. I'm trying to bring a very important guest on to discuss this, all right? Because not many shops, even today, have these things. It's very important. It's expensive, all right? So I could see why a lot of shops stay away from it. But what does it do for you, the customer? I know what it does for us in the industry. But there's always a disconnect, all right, in this business. And that's what we're doing here, Crash Course Radio, right? We're trying to bridge that gap, all right, between the industry and the public, right? Because a lot of people scratch their head and go, well, I don't know. I'm not going to get in an accident. If I do, I take it over there, get my car fixed. I don't really need to know a lot. Well, you really do, because things have gotten to the point now, folks, where they've gotten so expensive. Body shops are starting to become creative in how they're going to recoup the money. And I mentioned this, okay, a few weeks back. All right, there is actually a movement in a part of the country now where they're looking to do co-pays. Can you believe this? So in addition to your deductible, they want you to pay additional monies to cover what the insurance company doesn't want to pay. It's a co-pay, right? I told you, I got a nervous twitch when I read that, because we all know what that looks like in the health industry. All right, so that's why it's very important that you are informed about this stuff, because you need to be involved in the process, all right? Because otherwise you could get caught, having to pay additional monies. All right, so at V&J Auto Body, we're doing things that help our customer. And OEM certifications are a big part of that, because when we're certified, we're able to service nearly every major manufacturer vehicle out there. All right. And that, of course, is a huge asset to our customers. Virtually any car that comes in, I can help. If you don't have these certifications today, folks, a lot of these guys, you can't order the parts. You can't get the parts. So if you can't get the parts, how are they fixing your car? And unfortunately, they don't tell you this, right? So they take your car in, they go through all the hocus pocus, and then they turn around and tell you 3 weeks later, I can't get the parts. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to find another guy that can fix the car. And great. What did that just do for you? Nothing. Delayed your repair, possibly increased your cost, right, out of your pocket. Okay, because I don't know if the insurance company is going to want to pay another tow bill now to move it from that guy's place to somewhere else that can actually fix it. So it's very important. All right, so V&J Auto Body, which is where I work, full disclosure, right? I'm an estimator there. All right, I'm in the customer service office up off of Wellwood Avenue. All right, so we are doing these things, right? Making these investments, okay, in equipment, processes, certifications, all right, for the benefit of our customer. All right. Yes, it benefits us as a business, but it benefits our customers indirectly because we're able to assist and help them, all right, in the process of getting their car restored. All right. There's not going to be any slip and falls or any loopholes and, we can't do this or we can't get that part. All right. Hey, folks, here comes that music. Here comes the low-high rider or high-low rider. All right. Hey, I had a blast as always. I hope you did too. Everybody have a really great holiday. All right, Thanksgiving, gobble, gobble, eat a lot of turkey. All right. Most people will probably be off the day after. I'll have to work. That's just the way it is in my industry. All right, you don't get a lot of time off, but that's okay. All right, everybody else, enjoy your time off. Enjoy your holiday. All right, and we will be back here next Tuesday, 3 to 4. Live show as always. And we're hoping to have a guest in the studio. All right, take care, everyone.